Good morning, sir. My name is JUNYI, and our group member is XIQIAN, YANYU, and KAIXUAN. Now I'm going to pass my mic to YANYU.
Today, I'm going to discuss the causes affecting spiraling housing prices in suburban areas. Next. One of the causes that affecting spiraling housing prices in suburban areas is increase in demand. As you can see on the slide, population in Malaysia has increased from 32.5 million in 2019 to 32.7 million in 2020. With the increase of population growth, people demand for houses increase. The suburban of Selangor is accessed to traction with 29% of potential house owners that choose location as their first choice. New real estate hotspot on the outskirts of Selangor between 20 to 40 kilometers from the city centers, such as Rawang, Sungai Buloh, Semenge, Batu Cave, and Ampang. This led Malaysians' demand for suburban housing increase and caused the rise of house price in suburban areas. For example, the developer decided to build more high and medium house pricing at Semenge to meet high demand outside this region. Because of the influx of buyers from outside this region, especially buyers with the high purchasing from Kuala Lumpur and Putrajaya, the price in the suburban areas have increased. Next. Another causes is rise of material costs. Due to the rapid development of the country housing sector, basic building material such as stone, sand, cement, iron has increased. For example, the price of reinforced iron rose by 15% to 20% in 2007, and the price of cement rose by 10%. The increase in building material price is due to the increased demand for building material in the local and international market. This situation led to an increase in the construction cost of new residential property. The level of construction cost will determine the level of housing prices. This is because the developers need to ensure the profit obtained are high. If the total construction cost is higher, then they will increase the price of real estate to summarize the expenses. Next. Another cause is rise of land price. Land price is depending by various factors such as land use, local planning regulation, close to the center, and whether or not to provide service. Land price in different areas in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor has been changing in varying rates. As you can see on the GSCR of land price, the land price have grown at a CAGR of 71.96% in Semenge, and secondly is Sungai Buloh, that is 37.81%, and Batu Cave is 32.28%. The similarity of this area are they all considered as the second or third city from the Kuala Lumpur city center. Besides that, in the Selangor, the land price has been rising for the past few decades, although the process has been fluctuating. As you can see on the median land price, the land price in Selangor has changed over time based on the previous land transaction record from Rm 1.05 ringgit per square feet in 1990 to Rm 42 per square feet in 2018. And as you can see also in the index of house price, the CAGR of the land price is the highest, which is 7.8%. It can observe that house and land price tendency to change in the same time, and in this sense, land price can be considered an important contributor to house prices. Next. Another causes is interest rate and inflation. The relationship between inflation and interest rate has a major impact on housing price. When the interest rates are low, the inflation rate will increase. The house price will rise with inflation. As you can see in the Malaysia inflation rate and the Malaysia interest rate, the rate interest decreased during 2016 to 2018 year periods, which make the inflation rate increase during the 2016 to 2018 period. This is because low interest rate mean that the amount charged by the bank to lender become lower, the lesser amount of money borrower need to pay back. People have more purchase power and become affordable to buy house. This will lead to an increase in demand on housing and can cause inflation. The price will rise with inflation, and as you can see on the Malaysia house price index, the house price index increased during 2016 to 2018 period. Next. And the last causes is infrastructure construction in suburban areas. Modern infrastructure construction is common material basis of production, operation, and work life of enterprise, units, and residents, and it is the guarantee of the normal operation of the main facility of the city. Modern infrastructure construction is not only just an important condition for material production, but also an important condition for labor reproduction. Housing prices will vary due to complete infrastructure in the area. This is because a complete infrastructure in an area will bring convenience to people which live in there and create a comfortable living environment. For example, Semenyih. Government has set Semenyih as a policy for suburban with various modern, safe, and comfortable public facility. Government has also established various facilities such as camp battalion for Pasukan Gerak Am, PGA, police station, fire departments, and others. This led to the transformation of Semenyih from rural area into suburban areas and resulting in the increasing of housing price in Semenyih. I end my presentation and I will pass my mic to KAIXUAN.
So I'm going to talk about solution and parental improvement by government. Next. So first, government had carried out a project called PRIMA. PRIMA is an affordable housing project established under the PRIMA Act 2012. This project offered quality houses at affordable price for Malaysia citizens. The purpose of this project is to develop, build, and maintain high-quality housing for middle or low-income households in urban areas. The housing price is just between 100,000 and 400,000. So, for the criteria of citizens who want to apply for PRIMA houses is they must be Malaysian, they must over 21 years old, and the individual or combined household income must between 2,500 and 15,000 and cannot own more than one property. So government has developed a lot of PRIMA houses in urban areas such as Residency Alam Damai in Kuala Lumpur, Residency Bukit Jalil in Kuala Lumpur, Residency Banda Mokata in Kajang, and so on. This project could help to overcome the issues of middle or low income citizens that cannot afford high-cost houses in urban areas. Next. The next is the rules that made by the government and must be followed by the foreigner. The foreigner can buy any properties except properties that are built on Malay reserve land, low or medium cost houses that developed by the government, and properties that distribute to the Bumiputra. The foreigner must buy the properties that are valued over RM 1 million in most of the major states. The government set those rules is to avoid the foreigners buy the low or medium cost houses and sell it with higher price. Next. Next is real property gain tax. The government has carried out the real property gain tax to overcome the housing price issues. Real property gain tax is a chargeable upon profit made from the sales of your land or real property when the price of your land or property that you sell is higher than the purchase price. Real property gain tax will only applicable if there is any profit that you gain after you sell your land or your property. So for the rate of taxes for individual is first year until third year, they have to pay 30% of the taxes. For the fourth year, they have to pay 20% of the taxes. For the fifth year, they have to pay 15% of the taxes. For the sixth year and beyond, they have to pay 5% of the taxes. So the real property gain tax occurs is to avoid people keep on buying second-hand houses or new houses and sell it with higher price in a short time. This situation will cause market price keep on rising. Next. So next is Pareto improvement. Pareto improvement occurs to better allocate goods to someone or a person without harming another person. For example, government has carried out a project called Perumahan Awam DBKL. So this project is for low or medium income citizens can rent a low cost home. The renter can purchase it later if they wanted to. So for the criteria of citizen to rent the houses is only for person who for only married borrowers can apply, and for those who want to rent low cost homes, the household income must be below 3,000 a month, and for those who want to rent medium low cost homes, the household income must below 4,000 a month. So for person who over 3,000 a month, they cannot rent low cost homes, and same goes to the medium low cost homes. So my part is done, and I'm going to pass to XIQIAN.
My name is XIQIAN. I'm going to talk about policies and regulations made by governments. Next. Government implement affordable home schema. For example, Prima Scheme Rumah Pertamaku, Residency Wilayah, PPA1M, My Home, and Rumah Selangorku. This scheme aims to provide affordable and high-quality houses for low-income and medium-income citizens, and also encourage developers to develop more affordable houses. There are different criteria for each scheme. Next. For example, the criteria of Rumah Selangorku is only Malaysian citizens and is residents of Selangor, 18 years old and above, mustn't own a property. Maximum household income of 10,000 monthly. One application per household. There are 5 types of house available, which is type A, B, C, D, E. Type A house is maximum household income of 3,000. Type B, C, D, E houses are maximum household income of 10,000. The price of houses are from 42,000 to 250,000. So my part is done. I will pass it to JUNYI.
Okay, so my part is now I'm talking about concentrate zone model. What is concentrate zone model? Is this model distribute the distance between household and central business district CBD according to the purchase power of residents. In the concentrate zone model, the urban land use spatial structure and can be divided into 5 zones to form around CBD. Example, Zone 1 is Central Business District, and Zone 2, Transition Zone, Zone 3, Inner City, Zone 4, Outer Suburbans, and Zone 5 is Commuter Zones. So for example, from the above picture, we can see that Hong Kong has many similarities with the concentrate zone model. The CBD is surrounded by other areas. The high level homes further to CBD, whereas the lower level houses are near to CBD. The gaps between rich and poor are widening in Hong Kong, since concentrate zones model play an important role for lower income people in Hong Kong. So now going to talk about pros and cons. For this model of the pros is poorest residents live nearest to the CBD and industrial, whereas rich residents live farthest due to can afford to high living expenses. This apply to city which gap between rich and poor are widening. Secondly, CBD connected with those zones and it help in minimize the transportation cost. And the third one is the model is simple and comprehensive and significant lands use and their relationship are pinpointed in generalized form compared to others model. It represents a way to interpret the process of city growth during that particular period for some existing town and city. And there's some cons in this model. The model is of this cannot apply in today because the development of modern transportations change the way people commute. People will more be specific about where they live. Secondly, this model has the relationship between residential area and CBD. This greatly reduces the effectively of land use. The third one is this model does not apply to every city, especially city that have more than one center. And another model is multiple nuclear model. What is multiple nuclear model is it is mixed by sector model and concentrate zone model. This model explains that CBD are not longer to become the only center in a city. Multiple center grow individual from CBD instead of just having one center in the city. The aim of this model is to display economic activity in city instead of concentrated it. And for example, Los Angeles is one of the most prosperous city. There are some center grow individual in this city. The buildings like households, universities, airports, parks, business, and commercial buildings and are distributed in different places in Los Angeles. For the pros of this model is the shoot in many Western countries. The patterns shows that this model is quite flexible and can adapt to many local conditions. Since those are things that can be modified to fix model urbanizations. This model will make it possible to reduce transport costs and problems such as noise pollution and land degradations. This model improves transportation which railway stations, airports is available for business activity and residents. And for the con of this model is resources are not distributed evenly. Due to the individual growth of each center, the resources distribute more the center that grow better. No considerations of government policy of this model. And another one is this model may not applicable to Eastern country due to different country culture, economy, politic background compared to Western country. Now I'm going to pass my mic to KAIXUAN.
So I'm going to talk about another model called central place theory. What is central place theory? This theory explains the spatial arrangement, distribution, size, and number of settlements. This theory assumes that the population is evenly distributed, consumer behavior, purchase power, demand for goods are consistent. Multiple hexagons combine together to form settlement patterns. Each hexagon has a central place. The distance between each central place are equal. Each central place has limited service scope. This theory aims to minimize transportation costs of consumer and maximize profit of producer. Next. For example, is Cambridge. Cambridge adopt central place theory. It's a model of K plus for transportation, and the central plaza is a good example. Although it is surrounded by 7 settlements instead of 6 points, and each point is the main route to Cambridge. Each of these settlements is controlled economically, socially, and politically. So for the pros and cons, the pros of central place theory is reasonable description of the spatial layout of urbanization. Central place theory has been known as location of trade and best service activity. It will become creation for the consumer market. Most of the people, they can easily moving there and start the business at central place theory. The another pros is economic developers can get very specific information about which trade or service businesses and what kinds of jobs are likely to survive in particular places. Next. And another pros is the transportation cost of consumer and central place can be minimized due to the evenly distributed in location. For the cons of central place theory is the balance will be broken if people don't consume nearest central place. People's shopping habits begin to change and they begin to travel to buy low priced goods. It doesn't suit in every place. It is better for agricultural regions but not industrial and post-industrial. Another cons is the population and wealth are not evenly distributed in reality. That's all. Thank you.